Here are 10 ways the internet can help you end your loneliness. Yes, the internet can be a source of isolation and division and tearing ourselves apart from one another and feeling all alone and anxious and depressed, but it can also be a way to find real connection online, or to find connection online to thereby meet people offline. So I'm going to tell you 5 ways of each. Stick around to the end because two bonuses which have really transformed my life. They're deeper, bigger shifts which might take a little bit more work but can have a more radical transformation for you. Let's dive in. First 5 ways you can use the internet to connect with people on the internet. 1, micro-solidarity. Micro-solidarity is a framework for building little groups, crews, to connect with 4 to 6 people that you meet on a regular basis. I've been in a crew now for most of the last year, and I brought together 4 people in the world I really loved, who I thought had some shared sort of ways of being, but didn't know one another, and we made a group, met up every 2 weeks to support one another through a format that Micro-Solidarity has for giving support. It allows us to develop as people who can support each other. It also allows us to connect, and we have become deeper friends as a result. Number 1, micro-solidarity. Number 2, online circling groups. Circling with a big C. Circling is a practice of relational meditation. It's getting together with a group of people, usually between 3 and 10. Ideally for me, 4 to 6. I've sometimes done it with 25. You sit around and you notice what is real in this moment. What is my experience? What's my experience of you? What's my experience of me? What's my experience of us? What's my experience of this group? And it really hones the skill of noticing what is going on for me and for you. And it is a place where we can cultivate the skills of noticing, of curiosity, of empathy, of connection. And if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. If I could have one skill proliferate around the world for everyone to be a master of, it would be circling. I think that would transform the world in an unbelievably positive way. Maybe check out online circling. 3, teapot, T-P-O-T, not a teapot, but T-P-O-T stands for this part of Twitter. Twitter, the source of division and politics and this kind of thing, the source of a lot of arguments and pain. Well, sometimes, but also a place, teapot, an idea, a collection of people who care about supporting each other, giving each other the tools to upgrade their life. A lot of different interests in there, so many, very diverse, some of it more scientific, some of it more a bit woo-woo, but overall a place where people nourish one another, share ideas, and share vulnerably about their own lives. For me, it's been a way to find really amazing people who I've actually spent time with in the real world now, and almost always become some of the people I like the most because they have a way of going about life which is full of joy and kindness, and everyone's got their own struggles, and a lot of people in Teapot who are pretty nerdy and a bit socially anxious, but there's transformational self-work happening in this community, and I love it. So Teapot is my number 3. Number 4, authentic relating AR events online. I'm a person that sometimes runs authentic relating events online. There are also many cities around the world with authentic relating events. What the hell's authentic relating? Authentic relating is kind of like a gym is for the body. It is for relationships. In the gym, maybe you do a curl to try and like get that bicep pumped and strong, and in authentic relating, maybe you do an activity that aims at curiosity. How can I cultivate the skill to show curiosity in a way that is sort of kind and gentle and empathetic and pull deeper understanding. And there's all kinds of different angles in authentic relating, whether it be cultivating listening skills, noticing our stories about ourselves, noticing assumptions about other people or assumptions about what we think other people think about us. And there are hundreds of games and they all aim at different things. Some of them are more vulnerable, some are super fun, some are much more about getting to know people in a deeper way. And these practices, when brought into our relationships in the real world, can be really supportive of building healthy, sustainable, long-term connection, because you can use these tools to work through difficulties, through conflict, and just to have a deeper sense of each other, which I think is ultimately one of the things which is core to feeling love for each other, to feeling great about being in each other's presence. 5, the sense-making world. There's a whole world online called the sense-making world, which is made up of dozens of organizations and people and groups and podcasts, and I'm just going to name one of them, the Stoa. The Stoa is a place which has many meetups a day online, webinars and discussions about things around how do we redesign the way we live in the world, how do we cultivate wisdom in ourselves, how do we build connection with each other, all kinds of questions around that. And it's a wonderful place to meet some really smart people, some really thoughtful people who care about, amongst other things, connection. 5 places to meet people online where you can then meet them offline. How wonderful. So number 6. There's 6 in Taiwan. They do this. They do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 6 is couchsurfing. Couchsurfing is a platform I've used for over a decade to travel the world and stay with people who are very hospitable, kind, generous, and open-minded. Not only is it free, people are not allowed to charge for you to stay in their house. It's part of the idea of couchsurfing. So you go, people advertise their place to stay, and you send a message. And if you see someone who you're like, yeah, this is someone I could vibe with, you can send them a message and let them know why you think it might be cool to stay with them. It can be work sometimes, it can take a lot of messaging. It depends on, it's a skill that one can cultivate. I've stayed with so many amazing people on couchsurfing. I made great friends, and people are sometimes worried about safety, but everyone has reviews. You leave a review with the people who stayed with. You can see how many reviews does this person have, how positive are they. You can track back the reviews to make sure they're from real people who have real reviews themselves. And so I find it an overwhelmingly safe way to travel and a way to just tap into a local place, stay with local people, and have a wonderful new connection. Or connections. Couchsurfing also has events, so if you're not wanting to stay with other people, you can go to events. Many cities have couchsurfing events, and they have been really fun for me. It's called couchsurfing, but in my experience, I pretty much always got a bed. Meetup.com. Meetup.com is a site which has, in some cities, dozens of events a day on all kinds of topics, and it's a great way to go meet people, do fun new things, and try something out. Your city might have meetups, it might not where you live, who knows? If it doesn't, you could even try starting one. Is there something you'd like to have a group around, something you'd like to try, or something you'd like to share with others? Start an event on meetup.com. 8, Bumble BFF. Bumble is a dating site, but it's also a site for making friends. It's got a feature you can access called BFF for free. Best friends forever. And you can find people who want to make friends. People on there sometimes still want to date. There's people sneaking in the back door, but you can see that. And so if you're wanting to make friends, you can put a profile up that shows what you're looking for in friendship, meet people who are also looking for friends, and get out there, meet new people, do some fun stuff together. Nomeo is one I've just discovered, and I've been to a couple of meetups for Nomeo in Bali, where I am right now, and it's been a great way to meet some really lovely new people. One night was a kind of at a bar, hanging out, talking. One was a YouTubers meetup. There's all kinds of other meetups, dinners, business kind of idea strategy events, dancing. I think Nomeo is primarily in Bali and perhaps in Thailand too. Hopefully it will spread, because I found it to be a great environment for cool way to meet new people. Nomeo from nomad, digital nomad. So it attracts people who are looking to meet new people. 10, volunteer organizations like Volunteer Match. Volunteering in my life has been one of the best ways, if not the best way, to meet wonderful new community, people who are kind and open and just such lovely people I've met through volunteering. I've not tried Volunteer Match, but I saw that it's a hub for volunteer opportunities, and so that might be something you want to look at. 2 bonuses, and these bonuses are the best. These bonuses they're bigger investments of time, but they're more transformative for life. So if you're like, I need to change my life up, get out of here, go somewhere new, do something different, these could be the solutions for you. Number 11. Workaway. Workaway is a site which has hundreds, if not thousands, probably thousands, of opportunities all around the world to find a place to go and work away. And you could work away for years, probably forever, without ever having to spend money on accommodation or food, or very little at least. So the framework of Workaway is you do about 3 or 4 hours work a day. I think usually 5 days a week. You get free accommodation, free food on those days, sometimes on more days. And they're in a variety of places and environments. The ones I've seen have often been farms, small organic farms, or intentional communities, or yoga schools, or beach hostels, and they're just a way to get into an adventure and to be somewhere new. You can see reviews from people who've stayed before. Some of them have lots of people doing workaways at the same time, and so you get a chance to be part of a community. Check it out. 12. IC.org. IC.org/directory is a page to list a map of intentional communities around the world. Intentional communities are places where you can stay and live and be part of a group of people that sometimes have a certain ethos or a certain idea they're trying to cultivate. I stayed in an intentional community in France at the end of last year for 2 months, and it was lovely. I lived with about 15 people over the course of that time. Everyone really cared about connection. But a lot of people who are more introverted than me, I'm quite extroverted, often but not always. So people who are introverted, they still found space for themselves. This is the beauty of community. It's not like you always have to be with other people, but you have the freedom and the opportunity to connect and get nourished when you need it. And there's people around who have a lot of experience living with others and can be a real great source of help, support, connection, friendship, nourishment. I made new friends in France who I think will be friends for a long, long time. And I'm very grateful for that. IC.org, intentional communities. That's it, 10 plus 2 ways for you to find connection in the internet. Now, if you haven't checked it out, I've got a video on 10 ways the internet can pull us into division. And I think it's an interesting one to ponder and to think about, where are you being pulled into division rather than connection? Leave a comment. Thanks for being here. I'm Simo. You're whoever you are, and I'm really happy you're here. Thanks for coming. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the comments. Stick around, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell. Let me know what kind of content you'll be liking here. I'm experimenting right now. It's a new thing for me. I feel like this video is way too long and rambly. It's going to take some practice. And I want to create value, actionable value. So there's going to be a lot of different kinds of videos. This is this one. Thanks for coming. See you in the next one.